If you're doing the same workouts that used to work for you and you're wondering why now your energy feels worse instead of better, this is probably why. The advice that helped you earlier in life might be the exact thing that's causing the struggle right now. Most women aren't stuck because they don't know what to do. You're smart. My people are smart. They're stuck because they're doing what used to work instead of what they need now. Hey there, my name's Kim Allen. Welcome back to the Midlife Method. Makes total sense. When something has helped you in the past, you trust it. So you go back to it. Maybe you double down and assume that the answer is just in more effort. Makes total sense. And if eating less and exercising more changed your body in the past, why wouldn't you try that again? It's not that the advice stopped working. It's because you changed. It stopped working because your body's ability to recover has completely changed in midlife. Diet culture taught us a very specific formula. When things felt bloated, just reduce your food, just eat less. Or if the scale went up, you just add a whole bunch of exercise, just work it off. And when your progress slows, you just white knuckle and double down. That formula rewarded compliance for decades. And in earlier life, many bodies could survive that approach. Most of us even responded to it. But in midlife, that's when the cost shows up. Here's the part that most women were never told. The eat less, exercise more model assumes that your recovery is unlimited. It assumes that your body can always adapt to less fuel and more output. But guess what? In midlife, that's where things fall apart. Especially our hormonal shifts, in particular estrogen, changes how we respond to stress, and it changes how our muscles repair. And you throw in chronic undereating, that makes your recovery even harder. So you're stacking exercise on top of stress that's raising the baseline and putting more pressure on your body. And you know what that equals? Less muscle and more belly fat. And like weird injuries and really slow recovery. So if the strategies that once actually produced the results now drain your system, it's not the effort that changed, it's the conditions that changed. You changed, and that's okay. I want to be really clear that I believe menopause is an upgrade to the entire system. And so this episode is about upgrading how we think, fuel, move, recover our body so we can match the new upgraded body that we have. When women say, I am doing all the right things, but I feel weaker, I see less muscle, and I see more fat, guess what? Your strength depends on adaptation. What exactly does that mean? When you go to the gym and you lift a heavy for you weight, we're asking our body to respond and adapt to the load. That's what adaptation means. Adaptation also depends on recovery. That means we need rest days between our workouts and actually rest within our workouts. And recovery depends on enough fuel. That means calories, in particular protein, to help rebuild the whole system. When we lift weights, we're actually causing little micro tears in our muscles. And with protein, rest, and recovery, they grow back bigger and stronger. That's how you grow muscles. And when those things are missing, strength doesn't build like we think it should. The problem I see most with my one-on-one clients is not eating enough. And I've had women say, I know I probably should eat more, but I'm really scared to. You know what? That tells me everything. She wasn't resisting change. She was actually protecting herself with what used to work in the past. And for years, eating less felt like the safest option. It kept things from getting worse and from the scale going up. It felt like you were taking care of yourself. You felt responsible. So the problem isn't her mindset here. It's the old rules being applied to a new body that needs something different now. Diet culture also trained us to fear rest. Rest means you're losing control, or rest means you're falling behind and you're going to become unfit, or rest means you're lazy and you're giving up. I've had all of those, by the way. In midlife, that belief becomes really expensive. Recovery is not lack of discipline. It does not mean that you're lazy or any of those other things I said. It's actually part of how strength is created now. Again, when you effort in the gym using heavy for you weights, the only way that muscle grows back bigger and stronger is rest and recovery and protein. Just before my hysterectomy, let's say age 48, 49, I had years of under eating and over exercising. During that very short 18-month period, I had weird injuries. I had slow recovery. I was exhausted, and I was diagnosed with several things, including fibroids, which ended up in a hysterectomy. Your body can only take so much pressure. Have you ever heard the saying, it whispers and then it talks louder and then it screams at you? By age 49, my body was screaming at me. Midlife fitness really asks a different question. Instead of, how can I do more? Because that is not the answer. It asks, what can my body actually deal with right now? You know, workouts now tend to support your consistency. We don't want burnout. We want our workouts to give us energy for the rest of our life. We want to see more muscle and see less fat. And that's why rest and recovery is one of the 4 keys to midlife fitness that I have in my work. It's not a soft option. In fact, because of my history of CrossFit in my 40s, I had to literally write it down as one of the 4 keys to midlife fitness. Obviously, strength training is one of them. Rest and recovery is right up there. Without it, even smart training backfires in midlife. So, let's be clear, needing different strategies in the gym does not mean you failed. It means you're updating the rules. Because remember, you upgraded. Menopause is an upgrade. We got to upgrade the rules so they match. What worked before worked because your body was different. What works now works because your body is asking for something different. If this helped you understand how your old strategies are falling off and you know that you need more rest and recovery, just let it sink in. Listen, you don't need more effort. You need an approach that actually matches your body now. Hit subscribe if these conversations help make sense of your midlife fitness. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.